From this deep subconscious channeling hypnosis session, an extraterrestrial creature named Rashin, who is also the channeler's future self, is sending us the messages below. Rashin, a member of the Grey race, says that the Earth is entering a critical period in its history in which all directions exist simultaneously. He says that the Grey lost their ability to procreate 6,000 years later from today when they left Earth that time because it is barren, dry and hot. When I asked if Grey exists among us, he replied that they do. When I then inquired as to whether or not we could see him, he replied that since they moved back and forth between parallel universes or forward and backward in time, they must slow down their frequency in order for us to be able to see them. This also depends on our own frequency. When I asked him if there was something we should be doing right now to shift, but we aren't, he responded that we are approaching a turning point. When I asked him for an estimate of when this will occur, he replied that it will happen within the next 15 years, starting in 2023. During this time, things will become worse politically. There will be planetary destruction, but the future is still open and all possibilities exist simultaneously. Choosing which ones to activate is the key. When I inquired if people had a negative perception of Greys, he responded that there are various forms of Greys because there are several parallel realities where different areas of Grey are occupied. How about we only have approximately 2 decades left because a big tsunami and earthquake will hit Earth and only 5% of the people will survive, according to a message I received from a member of the Galactic Federation during a previous session. He says it's not a done deal. That's one possibility. When I asked the Grey what they could do to assist us in raising our consciousness, he responded that they could speak to some of us directly while we were asleep, and that all of the people who had been abducted by UFOs in the past had previously lived as Greys and had given their agreement to the encounter. Another reason some people see UFOs is to shock us out of our ordinary way of thinking, to open us up to new pathways, to new possibilities, and to change the way we interact with one another. This can raise our vibrations and put the planet on a different path than the one it is on. There are energetic pathways and possibilities being transmitted down to Earth. Right now the question is which energetic path will be the one for us to follow based on the level of our consciousness. Relationships are the key to understanding all relations. And love is the foundation of the universe, eliminating hate, anger, jealousy, and harm. According to Rashin, we learn, grow, and evolve by experiencing contrast, and higher beings can maintain memories of who they are, as well as their ability to move in and out since reality is manipulatable and shiftable. I also confirmed with Rashin that I do have an implant that was placed in my head for me to remember and unlock information when I am ready, in order to facilitate communication with my galactic family and telepathic communication. In order to have open communication with higher beings, we must raise our vibrations by choosing the frequency of love when we interact with each other and with the Earth. We should send love to plants and animals, shouldn't harm them, and live in harmony with all that is. The Grey gave as the conclusion of this communication. The Thuman are fearful because we believe there is not enough for everyone and there's a fear that things will be running out. But the truth is that there will always be enough, so the belief of the survival for the fittest, we might lose, or everyone for themselves is an illusion and fiction. By putting our gifts there, by acting on our passion and excitement, put it out there into the universe with full trust and believe, then it will support us, thirst our passion, intuition and gifts and excitement, which is how the universe speaks to us. Lastly, when it comes to understanding the mind, we make the mind do too much, for creating ideas, for all our conscious experience despite the role of the mind is quite small, which is to focus on the physical reality, to have individual personality, to sort through information so piece everything together to have sense of self. We need to stop overthinking in order to keep our mind from overloading.
This is a summary of the session. Please view the video after this or the attached video of the actual session.